I run two projects that are about collaboration and learning. One of them, Sketchpatch, is an online programming playground that's collaboration takes place in the virtual space. And then I'll also talk about MuzTech, which is an offline physical space environment for people to collaborate and learn in sort of workshop environments. So I'll just introduce Sketchpatch to start with. Sketchpatch is, like I say, it's a website, sketchpatch.net. Its aim was to make computer programming more accessible to learners. It uses the language processing. Using the web means that we can use the tool to expand to a broad audience with a shared learning environment. And our aim was to encourage artists and designers and newbie programmers and experienced programmers to collaborate and experiment with code together. So Sketchpatch utilises the web for cross-cultural collaboration beyond social, economic and geographical boundaries. So I'll just explain Sketchpatch in a little bit of detail. So Sketch is a program, and Patch is also a program. So Sketchpatch is about writing code in a space that you can also watch it grow like a vegetable patch, so that people can contribute to your work. So we wanted to make programming accessible to a broad audience in a shared learning environment, and I was interested in this particularly as a newbie programmer myself, so I used the website as a newbie, writing small sketches and then copying other people's work and modifying it and things like that. So the beauty of Sketchpatch is you're writing code in the browser and it runs within your browser, so you don't need to download any software, and it's got immediate feedback when you press the play button. So the things we wanted to do with it were to demystify code so that it becomes less of a kind of fear factor. Code is English, after all, kind of. So we aim to bring the code as often at the back end of a piece of software. You'll never see it. So we've brought it to the front end along with the actual program that it's running, so you can see both together. We wanted it an environment where you could share code and collaborate. Often coders are copying and modifying each other's code in a everyday kind of working sense. A lot of work is open source, and this is kind of how it works. So within the website, we wanted to make it possible to copy other people's code, write it and modify it. So you make a new version of a piece of code, a new piece of artwork, and you save it as a new version under your own name. And to for the credit for the previous piece of work, we have a parent link. So as people collaborate and modify code, you can link back to the previous iteration and see the evolution of a piece of code being made. We also wanted the space to be a collaborative space. We invite artists to come and use the site, and we offer them a bit of a profile on the site. This was Slug, they're a live code collective, and they had a game of tennis where one of them would write a piece of code and the next person would pick it up and modify that, and then the next person would pick it up and modify that, so that they're collaborating on one piece of code, and you can see it evolve throughout the process. So we've used Sketchpatch in various ways, online and in settings such as we've been in a gallery exhibition called Open Source Embroidery. We've used it in schools, galleries, workshops, maker fairs, and we've had several outcomes. So one of the nice things we like to do is have physical outcomes. So we've had poster expo, with some students at a sixth form college, and then badge making. We often do that as a kind of like 2-hour workshop. And you can see the kind of things that come out of the workshops. This is a video that didn't play in the actual thingy, so I'm going to do it in. Have I just opened something? Oh, did it close? That's right, sorry. Okay, so this was just some work that was done in over several sessions with a school, a secondary school, and each of these was made in like an hour and a half or 2-hour workshop, and then we made badges. So like just take a screenshot and print it as a badge. And you can see all these on the website somewhere. So most of these sketches are interactive. You can see the mouse changing things. So I think that covers sketch patch. Alright, so the other project that I'm co-founder of is MuzTech. And MuzTech is an arts and technology learning collective initiative for women. We were established in 2009 and set it up as a way to learn what we wanted to learn in a way we wanted to learn it. Catchphrase. We're not for profit initiative, and we're based here at the Centre for Creative Collaboration, so if you want to say hi, we're just upstairs. And we aim to encourage women to pick up technical skills in creative contexts, so we're trying to address the imbalance of men and women working within technology. And we also provide exposure, exchange and networking opportunities. So our aims, as I said, are to address the issue of men to women practicing in the arts, media and computer arts. So we provide professional quality training in computer arts and so programming, haptic technologies, that kind of thing. Our aim is to engage women in experimentation and creative learning of emerging and current technologies as a way to become confident and build skills as well. We aim to make technology more accessible, and one of the ways we do this is to run cheap or subsidised workshops, so that it's a smallish commitment to actually just having a go, coming and playing around with technology. So, as I said, we run workshops. We also run peer-to-peer geek outs, which is an environment where people just bring their skills and mess around for a day. We've run seminar series where we've asked artists and activists and researchers to come and present their work that they're doing. We did that a couple of years ago, and we did it in a pub setting, so everything we try and do is quite a relaxed environment. We've also run exhibitions and public events, I should say. Public events. So we've collaborated with V&A, Guerrilla Science, who are also based at the centre, And the Barbican space has provided us with subsidised workshop space since we began. Future Everything access space for front workshops and office. So it's just a couple of photos kind of illustrating the things that we do. So there's a couple of Arduinos there. There's a lily pad which is used in soft circuits and textiles. We've run workshops in different kind of environments as well. So this is one's at an arts conference, that's Future Everything, and then the top one is, well, the other three are from a project that we did, like I said, with Guerrilla Science. That was a hacked human orchestra, so we were embedding electronics into their t-shirts and becoming musical instruments. So women have come from all around the UK and as far as Ireland to attend day workshops with us. And a really nice quote that I found that I think kind of really illustrates what we aim to do, or it shows the success of what I think we aim to do. She says, this is by Amy Cooper, she says, by conversing with them in Mustec and attending workshops, I found this technological world become easier to navigate. So that's our aim, for sure. So one of our major projects that we run was called ChiTech. And this was a 3-month showcase at the V&A, which showcased technologically modified teapots. And this was a bit of a pun on the stereotypical roles of women, around the kitchen table, at home making tea, but using that context to say, well, actually, they're interested in a lot more than just making tea, or not even, you know what I mean. So we invited 20 leading women artists in the field of arts and technology from around the world, and then after the 3-month showcase, we had a giant tea party in the V&A garden as part of London Digital Festival 2011. We also, as part of the whole ChiTech project, delivered workshops to anyone that was interested, any women that were interested in attending, and that was run by artists that had modified a teapot. So the aim of the project was to highlight what women are doing in the field, and that it's creative, innovative and really talented women working in the field. And we wanted to create a buzz around women artists working in the field, so people, particularly women, would get excited about the work that was happening as a way to inspire and kind of get involved. So I'll show you a quick video of ChiTech, the festival. And while you're watching it, maybe you just look out for some of the types of things that women have done with the teapots, because they're all vastly different. And just some of the things that I've noticed is that some of the women embellished the rituals of social and political contexts of tea making. And some women rejected them entirely, and others just reinvented the teapot. So you hope this will work. So maybe I need to double click. Sorry about this. Combination of ancient computer here.
To be asked to take part in this tech, and I think it's lovely that we're all getting together because we're all doing stuff and we all sort of know each other sort of through different networks and things, and it's lovely to get sort of critical mass of us here today and say, look, there's all these female techie artists out there, and I know that it's had an impact because I know that people have been coming along and asking well, what is Muztec about, and like artists, that was the nicest thing. We had a few sculptors and things coming along, women who said, oh, I want to animate my sculpture, and then be able to point them to the table on the right and say, oh, sign up there for a workshop, and even if you've never even put 5 volts across a motor before, you can come to one of these workshops and you can start to do stuff. So that's lovely, yeah, and I like the sort of solidarity of it and the camaraderie of it, and what I love is that I love the diversity of it. It's not like all women make the same kind of art, because actually we've all been given the same starting point, a teapot, and we've all come up with wildly different solutions, and I think that's hilarious. I think there's a lot of wit in them as well, which I like. So yeah, it's sort of tracks over here. Yep. And then we've got this
okay. Yeah, because I wondered if is this like something projected that's a map? Okay.
And then all of the sound files are recorded.
Yeah. Okay.
This piece suggests making a tea process instead of using the instant tea bag. So I'm just put the simple interaction, serving a tea each other. So by turning the handle, metal handle, it's serving tea dropping for the other. So it's kind of a simple interaction, but at the same time it's kind of fun.
My name is Mika Satomi. I work as a member of Codacount with Hannah Wilson, and we do a lot of practice with technology and textiles, solid electronics, so on and so on. And my project here is called Suicidal Teapot. It's a teapot that traps the tilt itself or breaks itself. And it's got lots of self-made solenoid or the magnet coil on the teapot, which is bound together with a crochet. And the nail is trying to take it, nail is doing itself until it breaks. And all the circuits are embroidered on the tablecloth part. So I tried to make it such that you can still do the tea and until the final moment. Yeah.
It was actually a lot of fun. I didn't expect it to be so funny because people would play with it, or people were actually quite often super surprised that it would spin, so they would read next to it, and then were surprised by the fact that they suddenly got wet from a teapot.
I'm Artemis. I'm an interaction designer and architect. You can talk to a teapot, you can record a short message, and then it plays it back. So instead of speaking to you,
instead of me speaking to you, the teapot will speak to you instead.
My name is Tina Beck, and I made the light pot. And it's a light teapot that you can text. If you text a colour, then it will change colour. So it has an interactive face that is distant.
It's called On the Difficulty of Serving Tea, and it's a little playful take on the art of skillfully not spilling tea when you're trying to serve it.
And tea is not about making things easier or faster, it's about the ritual, it's about taking time
and we were playing around with different kinds of tea, and we thought, well, why don't we make it more difficult and choose the most difficult type of tea? We tried the Moroccan mint tea and tried to serve it properly, going very high, and it was certainly the most difficult one.
A little homage to that art and tradition. It was also thinking about technology and how to work around that idea and embedding technology that wouldn't necessarily be electronic, but more focusing on the participative and interactive aspect that often technology brings, and thinking about doing something a bit low-tech, but that yet would still speak a little bit to the language of the kind of work that's being done and researched with hacking teapots.
As a female artist who works heavily with technology, I'm always really interested in what other women are doing in the whole technology world. And I wanted to be involved because, for me, I think it's important that women support each other in a way that is open and responsive and supportive, as opposed to feeling like we're working with technology and often we're up against a lot of other male artists who are working in that world. So this is a great way to network together, and also a great way to demonstrate that we can, we're capable of, heavy-duty technology work without having to get other people to do it for us.
Let's go by rock and roll set. I think the idea of joining a women's exhibition is very exciting for me, still, always. And I was very touched by the initiative of Miss Tech, even maybe 3 years ago. DIY hands-on was always great. And so when you invited me, I really think it's a great opportunity to kind of connect with a lot of women in this field.
Biohacked tea cozy. It's an interactive teapot that works with magnetic forces. It's on a servo, and that little red thing is a magnetometer that's constantly pulsing for magnetic force. This is a cup containing neodymium strong magnets, and when I move it takes energy and it reflects. It's a really good initiative to encourage women to take up technology and think about what sort of creative things they can do with technology and code and mix it up with their own work and aspirations.
So in case of an emergency where all tea has been destroyed and your house has been flattened, you're now living in an underground bunker which smells horribly and is really nasty, but you've managed to bring this from your house, this precious teapot. If you turn it on, when you serve this acts as a homing device. As you turn it round, the beats and the flashes get faster, and then you follow it, and you keep on walking over hundreds and hundreds of miles until you reach Morecambe, where this capsule is normally buried. I dug it up specially for this exhibition, but it will go back underground. And in it, there's tea and carb and sugar and all essential tea-making facilities. So you're always guaranteed a cup of tea, even in the face of great calamity. As long as you've got this teapot, which is like an heirloom.
Sorry. Recap. No. Right, you can see that slide from there. It's the last one. So just looking at kind of the projects that I've been doing and being asked to do this talk, I was thinking about it in the context of geographies and how different environments affect or have people's preconceptions of learning environments. So I've worked in many different environments, like festivals, schools, museums and galleries and art centres, and I think from my experience there's a different attitude towards what you get out of a learning environment, or what context you're going into. So with the festivals, for example, people aim to have a bit of fun, come out with something cool, socialise, and generally have a nice time. With the schools, it's mandatory attendance and generally less enthusiasm to what you're about to teach, but I do find that approaching subjects from a creative aspect does inspire some enthusiasm, at least in some students. Galleries and museums, people tend to come to try something new. They've seen it on the bill and they're like, oh, I could give that a go. And then art centres, people do tend to come with an interest already and are looking to gain specific skills in technology. So that sums up my talk. Thank you very much.